Hey you, it's Jess here, and we are here at the second to last day of PLANMAS. I know, it's just nuts, and I can't believe it. And today's video is my Planner Favorites Tag 2022 edition, and I have added some lifestyle stuff as well because this year's Planner Favorites Tag is a collab with Andrea of SPC. And I will link her video down below as soon as it comes up, because I think my videos come up an hour before hers, but it will be linked in the description box when it's live. And we're so excited to go through all our fun favorites. I've been doing this tag. I made it up in 2016, so I've been doing it since then. I only missed out 1 year because it was the year that I moved to Finland in December, so I didn't do a PLANMAS that year, but yeah, every other year I've been doing it. But with Andrea's help, we have made it a bit longer and a bit more lifestyle-y, so you could also get to know a bit more about us, as well as our planner favorites for this year. I was considering filming this face-to-face like I did with my reading journal and some of my wax melts in November, but I'm tired after doing like one video face to face, so hopefully next year we'll do some more of those. But I decided just to get on with it and film it like this, so when I bring up different stuff that I don't have, I will put it up on the screen for you. But let's get into it. Let's get into our planner favorites tag. The whole tag will be listed down below, so feel free to take it and do it yourself, or even if you don't have it like an Instagram or YouTube where you can do it, you can just do it in my comments, and I'd love to read your favorite things of this year. So I've got my 2022 planner here. I've just been planning. I like to keep it sort of half and half while I'm actively planning because it makes it easier, but eventually this half will be put into its long-term storage of one planner. So this is 35mm ring. And if you don't use any extenders like me, you can get a whole year in here, no problem. So that's what I like to do. But I have them both out just so we can I feel like my first lots are kind of in the second half, and maybe that's not fair. So I kind of want to do like my favorite spread and favorite moment in each half. Because right now I've only got my second half stuff of my favorite spreads and moment, but surely there's something in the first half that I also love, and that just gives a bit fairer view of the whole year. But basically the first lot are spread, moment, and season in your 2022 planner. And what I mean by that is, well, spread is pretty obvious. Moment means like something within any spread that was just one of your favorite things, the things that happened, a moment that happened in your planner. So I think last year was my thesis getting accepted, or I think might have been joint with submitting my PhD thesis and then having it accepted. So that kind of moment. And then season is a new one for this year. I thought, okay, because you know how most of us plan for a season, like autumn, spring, winter, summer, and I want to see like, okay, sometimes not all seasons, all the spreads come together, but sometimes a season is just a total banger throughout. And for me, I think I have a season that I thought was banger after banger. So let's get into those. First of all, I've got my second half already chosen, so I'm going to show you my second half spread moment, and then my season was autumn, so it's also in here. But then I'm just gonna disappear for a second and pick stuff from the first half. So let's get into my favorite spread of the year, or rather my favorite spread of this half of the year, and it has to be August 29th to the September 4th, my Golden Woods spread with the champagne lights and gold shimmer bundle, and I just love the way it came out. It's just so pretty, and what goes with the fantasy of Rings of Power so well. I'm so glad it like actually worked so well with the show, because this is the week that the show started and I just love it. I love it. I just think it's one of my most favorite spreads, if not probably my most favorite of this year. I don't think anything in the first half beats this quite as much, but I will try in a second. But this is definitely my favorite spread of this half of the year. And for moments, I'm doing multiple moments here. I think you have to know, you can guess what that is, and that is definitely the days that I was at, or the main day that I was at Disneyland Paris, because look at this, it was just a fun day, and even though my legs and back were destroyed, I had so much fun, and it was so great to just chill out, actually go somewhere after so long, and even though it didn't turn out great afterwards, we still had a great time on the trip and just getting out and about for the first time in years. And yeah, it was just really fun to go and actually go on some rides, and we had some really good food there too. So my favorite moment of the second half of the year is definitely Disneyland Paris days. And then my actual season I'll do now too was it was autumn. And I think you'll see as I go through, like, because it also includes Halloween, it's like, of course, it's gonna be like the best season. And then of course I did my 3 weeks of A Lord of the Rings, so I love that edition. But I feel like most of my autumn spreads like came together. I'm not gonna show my monthlies because I do have work in there, but like, look at the blood. And then my birthday spread, which just came out so well in the gold. Of course, the Disney spread. And I thought this one turned out so fun with the fun delays from Play With Me stickers. I haven't quite finished November, but it's coming together. But Halloween week. And then I love these ones so far in November. In the woods, like, look, so pretty. And then obviously I'm not done with this week, but I am loving it. You would have seen this at the beginning of PLANMAS, the finished spread, but I already love it. So I think my favorite season of the year is definitely autumn. Now I'm going to quickly have a look at my other half and get back to you on that spread and momentarily. Okay, I have two kind of ties here in this first half of the year, but the first one has to be this beautiful Sailor Moon spread in February. So like I did Sailor Moon instead of a more traditional Valentine's, because it is about, the set was really about Usagi and Mamoru. So, and I have like Love Never Fails, and I just it has one of my favorite foil bundles on it, which is Celestial by Caress Press. I just love just everything about it. Like, oh, it's beautiful. And I think all the stickers and everything came out really well as well. But I had to tie it with this week in April, which was Andrea's birthday week. But this was the March Mystery, was it? I think, or April. That was the 90s grunge, because, ugh. And I paired it with sparkly hollow daisies with black as well, and it just came out so fun. I just love the addition of the hollow daisies. I feel like it still has that 90s grunge edge. So yeah, I couldn't choose, but I will say I don't think the first half of the year was that great. I suppose the Yog Slam was kind of fun. That was here, like they did a whole event playing Elden Ring, I think, was Yog Slam. Anyway, well, that was Elden. No, that wasn't that. Yog Slam. I can't remember. Maybe no, that was the wrestling. I can't remember. They did a few events this year, but the first half of the year wasn't that great, I'll be honest with you, so there wasn't any like memory or moment I wanted to point out, but just those two beautiful spreads. I did love them at the start of the year, so I love that. So that's the first lot of the tag shown. So let's get into the next one, which is my favorite planner of 2022. And this might be odd for you, but okay, hear me out. I got the A5 Daily Duo from Erin Condren last year, and I got it for free using old store credits. Andrea gracefully used some of hers to buy mine because she has tons from old references and stuff. So she's like, hey, I got plenty to cover these planners, so I got that one for free. And I used it literally every day last year. Literally every day. Without fail. It just worked perfectly for me. And so I was like, thinking about next year. And then I saw the announcement that they kicked out Erin Condren, the person from the company, 100%. She is gone. I assume she was paid out or something. But she's no longer part of the company or influencing it, and I have enjoyed the direction they've been going. Like, they've been having a lot of guest artists, and I did actually pick up this one that has Cynthia's art from One Ton in a Million, and this had proceeds going to RP charities, which I really appreciated, and it's so beautiful. I love One Ton in a Million, so I was like, all right, I'm going to buy one planner this year, like from this kind of planner thing. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to give it to myself because first it has a Sanrio cover option, and look how cute. Look how cute. And it just worked so well for me last year that I decided to treat myself, honestly. And those are just personal decisions that we make. But I just wanted to couch that in my thinking. But yeah, first of all, what I do is I keep this next to me on the couch because I spend my whole life on the couch, to be honest. You know, I draw on an iPad, I work on a laptop, so. But it's always there on the couch next to me. It's not too big because it's A5. I can keep it open like this. And how I use it is I have my to-do list going from top to bottom, and then I have my habits from bottom to top. Which helps me like first differentiate things I have to do every day in my habits. So that's like take medication, take vitamins, skincare, whatever. And then it also keeps my to-do list a bit shorter because I don't want a to-do list this long. So that's how I use that section. And then in this section, I will pre-plan and do other things and put in wherever we have deliveries or appointments in the times. And then throughout the day, I just literally write in here like as if it's my memory planner. And so when I go to do my memory planning, I get this, and then I like to just have all my plans in one go while I'm filming so I can just see everything. But I basically take what I wrote here, put it in here, and then I can pull my stickers and whatnot. So it helps keep me track of what I need to do in my to-do list, what's going to happen in the day, and then what I did during the day. And I usually keep this for notes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, we need ketchup, so I'll put ketchup in here, and then when I do groceries, I just look back through the pages. But that's how I use it. I love using it that way. I don't know if I can show you any of my monthlies because I do have, okay. So this is a very practical monthly. It's pen only. I did decide to use a friction pen this year, and what I do is I pre-plan. So I got some events, I've got some holidays in here, I've got some art releases I would like to do, and then usually I also plan videos out here, but usually only a month or two in advance. So I would have all my Friday, Wednesday, and Monday videos, or anything extra planned out here. And then a lot of the times I also plan out my drawing schedule. So I'm like, okay, Monday I want to draw this set for this week. So I'll put a little check mark there and say the set. And then once I've finished it, I can tick it off and I can see what I'm drawing every week. or other things like that. So I also get good use out of the monthly. So that's how I've been using it. I don't think there's anything else to it, but yeah, and all my project planning is going to be moving to this one because Jasenia Printables sadly closed this year, and she didn't bring out a 2023 project goal thingy that I've been using this year. So I can't show you because it has set art ideas written in. But basically I've got the like the 6-box page that comes at the beginning. This is like a goal is a dream with a deadline. And I've labeled them January, February, March, April, May, June. And then I wrote in the themes that I generally do that month. Then I show what sets I actually drew in 2022, 2021, and 2020. And then I have sort of like what could I release in this month ideas to go along with what I already did. But so that's how I use it. I've kind of got a whole bunch of like super functional everyday stuff in there. I'm just saying, like, I decided to continue on with this one because I used it every single day. Every single day. No matter what, I used it at least a little bit. I never actually like not used it at all for a day. I even did some pre-planning for our Disney trip in it. So I thought it was worth it. And if it's working for you, you should stick to it. That's my opinion. Obviously, there are other options you can go before this, which are very similar. But I wanted to go with what I knew and what was working for me. And I don't know. And this cover is just really cute. So that was my favorite planner of 2022. The one you never ever get to see and I never mention. Honestly, this is probably the last time I'll mention it. But it works for me. It works. Okay. Next is favorite foil, and this can change up, I think, in answers. Maybe you want to go through your planner for the year and count up like what foils you used. I know Bonjour Domi does that. She's been keeping an eye on what foils she uses. It could just be like just your overall favorite foil color that's been this year, or even just a specific thing of foil. So mine's kind of a specific thing of foil, and that is the Scribble Prints Co. Original shimmer bundle in champagne lights and gold. I think a lot of us could say similar, like this sold out, and the foil bundle is very rarely sold out unless they are like mystery overstock. Like this sold out because it is beautiful. First of all, I love the shimmer design. Like it's just enough, and it just makes everything so magical. As you saw in my Golden Woods, my favorite spread of the year, basically, I used this, and even the bougie boxes grew on me, because at first I was like, oh, well, no thanks, but actually I used them, I bit the bullet, and I really do love them. And then this specific foil bundle, like you also have the new scripts, and I really love this confetti bottom washi, which takes up the whole strip. So I love putting these on the plain color strip instead of the pattern, and I feel like it just makes it instantly a foiled pattern, and it just looks beautiful. And yeah, so this is my favorite foil of 2022. I don't think I'm alone in this. It's just perfection, and I have love. Next on the list is pen, and I've got 3 to show you, although 2 of them are the same technically. But basically my favorite pen, the gel pen that I love right now is the Energel Cleaner by Pentel. I think this one's pretty popular around the planner community. I was once again influenced by Andrea to buy this, so I decided to buy. I saw Andrea using an Energel Cleaner, so I decided to buy an Energel Cleaner. But she's so much better than Regina George. She is not a plastic. She is a sweet human being. But what is it? I'm gonna stick a stuck to this one. Anyway, the story about showing 2 is that I bought .4s, and then I bought in pink, and then I bought .5s in green so I could differentiate them, and I bought a couple of each, and I used the .4s in my memory planner, and I actually found I really love the .5 in my daily planner that I just showed you by EC. Yeah, I just love the thicker planner in there, and I actually keep my Angel, like my pens with my planner there in a little pencil case. It's a turning red May pencil case that Andre gave me from Disney, so I love it. It's always on the couch with me, but I love to use the .5s in that, and the .4s for my stickers. And then my final pen also is used in my daily planner, and that is the Zig Color Dot Marker. I finally hit the bandwagon for this. So the main thing about this was that the daily planner has these circles. And this is obviously, it creates a circle dot with the marker, which is really fun to be like, pop, pop, pop. But what I've seen is most people, they do the dots ahead of time and they make to-do lists out of it. And they even do it like here, prior to it, and then they tick it off with a pen. But it just didn't work for me, just visually for myself. It wasn't working. So what I did is I switched to, I do my to-do list, and then when I finish something, I check it off with the color dot. And it's so fun. First of all, you're like, boop, I have finished this thing, boop, boop. It feels so gratifying. And then it actually really makes it easy to see what's done and what isn't on your little to-do list, because you have the colored dots there, and it's just very satisfying all together. So that's why it's also a favorite pen, as well as your 5. So that's for my daily planner. I just love it. I think it's such a fun combination, and it's really added to my being able to use it every day and to like visually work for me. So yeah, highly recommend both of those pens. Okay, now we come to the sticker sheet. I couldn't quite decide on a sticker sheet, but I think my favorite sticker sheet of this year, probably my most used, is actually custom scripts from Keylights. So, this is my pre-planning. Boop, boop, boop. Wrong one. Here's my script, baby. And so, yeah, I've been loving getting custom scripts from Keylights, and I just use them so much. I use them so much, I think they have to be my favorite sticker sheet, because I think we have to draw a wide net for that. But you have these Mario Parties, Mario Karts, and this, I really love the font 4. Yeah. And then you have font 1, like Pokemon Snap, 2-Point Campus, great for games and shows. Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings, Plan With Me. We got a film in font 6. No, font 5. Because font 6 is a bit chunkier. Happy Mail Payday, Groceries Delivery, Dreamlight Valley, Rings of Power. Just, I have so many in here, and Morty, Macca's, and I love how, like, she has plenty of stuff of her own, but just her customs are just so great. I think they're so worth it. I think she's really careful with them. I think she just copy and paste what you say, what you do, but then she formats them in a ways that always make sense to me, because I never tell her how to format stuff. She just does it, and I just love it. Like Story of Seasons here, Animal Crossing, Delivery, Triple Jump Stream, Boba Chick Lopez. Yeah, so I have a bunch, and I just really love the scripts from Keylights. So that's probably my most used and favorited sticker sheets this year. It just makes sense. It makes sense. So now we're gonna have some stuff on the screen for a little bit, because these are sort of, you know, they're abstract. Well, they're not abstract, but they're like, I can't hold them right now. So first is Sticker Shop, and this needs a gigantic caveat. So it's hard to say. So kits like overall shop, I think it has to be Scribble Prints Co, like duh. Because she has everything now. She has foil bundles, foil pieces, very cute scripts, adorable doodles, characters, kits, just everything. So I shop all the time from SBC. You guys know this. I love SBC. And then I also have to say, obviously, top tier is Caress Press. Love her as well. I can get kits from her, my monthly kits, inserts. She also has amazing foil bundles. She's just a little bit under SBC in terms of favorite shop, because in terms of what she delivers, because she doesn't have like doodles. So SBC is a bit more because it's sort of a one-stop shop. But then obviously Caress Press is also top tier, like S tier shops. And that's where I buy all my kits and like basically most of my foils from. And then I think my other sticker shops, I still buy so much from Papershire, and I use a ton of Papershire, to be honest. So I love Papershire, and she just does so many great designs, and I love Bun and Bear so much. I know she also has a cat coming out. Like, she has a cat announced, and I hope there'll be more sheets in the future of the cat, maybe, because that would be awesome. And I still have to do a shout out also to Once More With Love, because I still use the heck out of my munchkins. I haven't shopped so much this year, and I feel like she hasn't had as many releases this year, obviously, because her life has been nuts. And I completely understand that, but I have loved a lot of her new releases, and I still just love her whole collection. Like, half of my collection is still Once More With Love, and I love it. So definitely still have to include her there. And is that my sticker shop stuff? I think so. So we have like 2 sort of character doodles, and we have 2 sort of kit shops. But I feel like that was pretty obvious. Oh, I want to shout out my favorite new shop of 2022. I don't know, I think she had a shop earlier, but she kind of returned in a big way in 2022 is what I believe. My memory is not serving me well, but it has to be Plan With Me Stickers, which is owned by Erica Marie Plans, and yeah, I've been loving it. I just did an order from Black Friday that you're watching this, and she's a foil shop, and she's got fun delays and scripts, and she's bringing out some doodles as well. And she has some really great quote boxes and stuff, which I just bought, and her quality is immaculate, and I just loved everything I've gotten from her so far. So I have to say, yeah, new planner shop for 2022 is Plan With Me Stickers. And of course, everything will be linked down below if you want to check any of these out if you haven't already. But I feel like most of these you would have. Alright, continuing on with the stuff on the screen, we have a favorite YouTuber, and this year, and I wanted to do planner YouTuber. I haven't really gotten into, we could get into like normal YouTuber, like non-planner YouTuber. So planner YouTuber of the year for me is Anna Williams of Planner Face, and her Planner Face channel. I love her studio vlogs. I check in on them. I try not to watch. They come up Sunday night for me, and I try not to watch them so I can have something with my morning coffee on Monday. But yeah, love her studio vlogs, and I love her Plan With Me's when she gets them up. No shade, Anna. If you're watching this, I love them anytime. But yeah, I've really been loving her channel, and gives me all the English feels. But no, her studio vlogs are just so fun to watch, and it's, you know, she says it's like repetitive, but I enjoy that. So yeah, she's definitely my favorite planner YouTuber. Now, let me have a look. Who is my favorite of the year non-planner YouTuber? That's difficult, because there's different kinds of videos. So, okay, vlog-wise, I got really lately into Annika's Leaf, and she lives in LA by herself, and she's like 22. And she runs a cute little stationery business with stickers and scrunchies, and I don't know, I just really enjoy her vlogs. I've literally watched all of them. So probably that's my favorite like vlog channel. And then I have been loving, I'm just looking at my laptop right now. I'm gonna do a little shout out to this musician called Tommy Johansson, but he does, he's a power metal or metal guitarist and singer, and he also arranges music, and he's just super cool. He's the lead guitarist, I think, for Sabaton now, and he has a YouTube channel where he posts covers of songs every Friday. And here, when I'm filming this, he just released a Taylor Swift Anti-Hero power metal cover. If you're interested in that, but he does really cool song covers, and I'm obsessed with a lot of them. And I just really love power metal, so I think it has to be Tommy because his channel has really blossomed this year, and I really love checking in every Friday to see what the new song is. So yeah, those are all my YouTubers of the year. Then we have Instagram, and Instagram's a lot harder because I follow mostly shops, to be honest, like sticker shops. But I have to say my favorite planner Instagram of 2022 is at Laura Rose Plans. Obviously, I'll have a little screenshot of her Instagram. But she is so supportive, so sweet. She shares from everyone. She is hyped for art. She shares a lot of artists as well as not just me, not just clip artists, but also just art in general. And she shares sales, and she posts videos on her Instagram as well. And she just seems really cool. And I love catching up to see what Laura is posting on Instagram. So definitely check her out. You should follow her. Love Laura Rose Plans. So now we're just gonna get into the lifestyle stuff. Yeah, so let's get into it. Obviously, I have a whole list down below, but all prompts are optional, so I haven't gone for all of them, but here are mine. So first of all, I can get some things physically, but other things are just on screen. So we're just gonna do a little back and forth here. So the first thing is book, and I think you saw my rantings and ravings in what I read in 2022. That was a few days ago here on PLANMAS, but it was Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight archive books. All four of them. I couldn't choose which one was my favorite because they all have something different to them, and different focuses on characters and things. And it was quite a journey reading all four back to back this year. So if you want to know my full 30-minute opinion, just word vomit about these books and let you know who the main characters are and blah blah blah, go check out the reading vlog. I think Stormlight starts about, I put chapters in, so you can go straight to that chapter if you want on that video. But yeah, those are my favorite books. I don't have them here. I don't have them physically because I read them on audiobook, and I am refraining from buying too many physical books because I don't have the space. And when I moved countries, I had to leave the majority of my books, and it's very sad. And it's I don't know what moving will be in the future, so I just prefer, I think it's best just to keep a minimal lifestyle on that front. Right, next on the list is favorite board game. And I haven't played too much board games this year, but I'm gonna have to say be basic baby, and say Villainous. Because we did play that. I think out of all the board games we played this year, this was the most fun that we had during it. We still enjoy the other ones, but this was the most fun, and especially when you're kind of gaming against each other in these. So we did buy Villainous and we played that one, and then there was some sales on here in our local store, and they had some of the other Villainous section expansions. So we got Evil Comes Prepared, which has Radigan, Scar, and Yzma, and I believe these are actually considered extremely hard. So that'll be fun. Plus, I freaking love Yzma, okay? Yzma is definitely one of my favorite Disney villains. And then when we played Villainous, I think, yeah, which one did I play? Oh, I played Maleficent, which is the easier one, and Log played Queen of Hearts, which is a slightly harder one. So essentially I did beat them. And it was so fun to win, huzzah. But I won like only 3 moves ahead, and then they were gonna win, so it was fun. So we definitely listed this as our favorite board game for 2022, but we're hoping to play a bit more of our collection next year, and we'll see how that differs. So this is a new one for me, but it's wax or candle, and I knew a lot of people are into the wax and also just candles in general, kind of scent stuff, and I recently got into wax melts, and this was actually my favorite so far this year. Is actually one I haven't melted. Because I'm saving it for warmer weather next year, but out of all the ones I've smelled on cold, and also the ones I've actually melted, this is still like my favorite scent. This is L3 Pina Colada Watermelon. It just smells so good. It smells like a watermelon Chupa Chup. Which you have Chupa Chups in America, don't you? Since most of you are American. But it smells like a watermelon Chupa Chup, and like with a spike of like a limey, kind of almost a bit of coconut under there. It's like a smooth watermelon. It just smells so good. Every time I smell it, I'm just like, it's delicious. I love it so much. So it's my favorite wax of this year. It's not even melted. I will have a better answer for this next year. But this is out of what I've smelled. I love this. So now I get into harder ones. First is TV show. I watch so much TV, so much of it. But first I'm going to do like favorite new TV show this year, and then favorite TV show of like just what I've been watching in general. So okay. Yes, alright, so the main favorite TV show of this year is definitely Rings of Power, because I'm a Tolkien nut, and you know, last year I read Silmarillion, and I'm just super into all that stuff. And I just honestly loved Rings of Power. I was riveted through the whole season. Loved the late episodes. Episode 6 is just, it blew my mind. And then episode 8, well, I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't think they were going to go there. But then when they did it, I was like, okay, I can accept this. I like it, actually. Like through the whole season, I was like, no. I prefer if they didn't do this option, but when the way they chose that option worked. It worked for me, so I love it. It makes me really excited to watch the next season, which they've already started filming, so I'm so excited. Definitely Rings of Power. It was just a big, fun adventure, and it was like 8 hours long. It was like an 8-hour-long movie, and now we're having to wait for the next one. But yeah, Rings of Power. But then I'll do a secondary shout out to, technically it finished in January, I think, and that was Station 11. I already talked about it at the start of the year, but if you didn't catch it, Station 11 is a TV show, well, Rings of Power you can guess. It's about the Second Age in Middle Earth, and it's about the rise of, so basically after the First Age, there's a huge war, a whole continent fell into the ocean because the war was so crazy. The big bad Morgoth was defeated, and now they're kind of like living just in Middle Earth, and it has like the rise of this island power called Numenor, which was founded by Elrond's twin brother who chose to be a mortal man versus Elrond who chose to be an elf. There's a whole reason behind that if you don't understand, but they were able to choose only rarely. I think that's the only time they're able to ever choose. But yeah, so he did that, and then So the second age is really the first rise of Sauron, because he was actually like just a lackey, a general of Morgoth, and so now he's becoming the big bad in this show. And I believe it's going to end on the start of the first film, which they show us, which is the last alliance of elves and men war, where they cut the ring off Sauron's finger. Obviously, is not a spoiler because we know that happens. That's what we're leading to. We know the tragedies that come. So it'll be really fun to watch these unfold, and we're going to see the creation of the rings of power, including like the elf rings and the 9 rings of the Nazgul. It's going to be so good. Anyway, that's that. Secondary is Station 11, because technically it was more last year, but it did end in January. So Station 11 is about a very dangerous flu pandemic. Obviously, I think it's people kind of shied away from it because it's basically a COVID pandemic, but it's a lot more deadly, and it wipes out people in like 24 hours. Super fast, and so you see that basically society is destroyed. And what Station 11 follows is like a random man. They're all kind of connected, like in life. They were all connected to this one actor and one theater and one play. But otherwise, it's like this man, he gets stuck with a young girl. I think she's like 12 when the thing happens. And I think her parents are already in the hospital and she didn't know. Like, he was trying to take her home. So then she ends up with him and going to an apartment with his brother and like bunkering down to avoid the sickness. And then you get, and these are and then they start up to be just flashbacks. So then you come forward, I think, like 12 years in the, bit more, maybe almost 20 years in the future, and how society is sort of rebuilt, or not so much. And we see this little girl now as an adult, and she is part of a traveling artist group who travel around Lake Michigan, and they perform Shakespeare and play music. And so it's kind of like society healing through art and the stuff that happens to them, and then also shows a lot more of like what leads to this and what happens post the all the events. It is very intense of a show, but there's lots of humor, lots of weird abstract stuff. They're all kind of tied together through this one comic book graphic novel called Station 11. Anyway, I'll leave it there, but I'll just say the ending has so much catharsis, especially if you're still dealing with the aftermath or the currentness of the pandemic. And it's like humans will persevere and will heal through art, and it's very beautiful. And you like totally cry at the end. It's so bittersweet and beautiful. So I had to give that an extra little shout, even though it was the start of the year, because I just keep telling people to watch it because it's so good. And it's also very slow burning, and I like that kind of show. And then second of all, just a show that's not from this year, but I watched a ton of it, and that's ER. So I'd never watched ER before. Maybe just a couple episodes that my parents were watching, and I still remembered them very vividly. One of them was one of the school bus crashes. That's the episode I remembered. And when we got to it, I was like, oh my god, it's that episode. But I think we're halfway through season 13, and there's 15 seasons or 14, so we're getting there. But now we're in the writer's strike year, which, always messes up shows when you go back to them. But we watched a lot of ER, and I just really enjoyed watching it. I thought it was a really fun binge watch so far, and eventually I will finish it, but we kind of dropped off a little bit. But we started watching in July or June. We've yet to finish it, but there's just so many episodes, and they're all 40 minutes long too. So there's been a lot, but it's been so fun to watch that this year. So I had to include it. Then we have a favorite movie, and I have two that came out this year. The first one being The Batman, with R. Pat's Batman. I just really loved it. I've probably talked about why I love it everywhere, but I'm a huge cat bat shipper. So I love Catman. Oh, I do love Catman as well. He does exist, by the way. He's in the group Secret Six, which is kind of like Suicide Squad. Anyway, that's enough babbling about comic stuff, but basically I love Catwoman and Batman as a couple, and this gave me a lot of that, which was great. But I also just really loved like the noir, the darkness, it was very creative, beautiful darkness, and I really loved the actual detective work in it. It was just great, perfection, and the end is so dreamy, beautiful, sad, like goth emo. I loved it. And the second film, which I don't think is a surprise either, is Everything Everywhere All at Once, just out of perfection. It was so good. I definitely have to rewatch it soon, but I just loved everything about that film. You know, it's all about, obviously it highlights an Asian family and Asian stories, and I really enjoyed seeing that, and the actors are all amazing, and it really looks at generational trauma, and also just the importance of being kind. Like, that's what we learned from the dad, I think, is that kindness will win, and that's like the best part, is to be kind. And silly, like, it's all good. So I loved those two films this year. And the final one that I'm going to do, there's also like recipe and dish, and I can't be bothered. So music, because I'm a huge music person, and my favorite new release of this year has to be Blind Channel and the album Lifestyles of the Sick and Dangerous. It's just, if you loved emo music of the 2000s, you should try out Blind Channel, because they're trying to bring back like that mainstream emo, new metal rock emo feel. Like, yeah, that's basically what they label themselves as violent pop, and they have rap, and they have screaming, and they have melodic, the beautiful singing, and they have fun, like puppy feeling songs with guitars and bass, but also synths. Like, they have a DJ in the band who did EDM. Yeah. So he was an EDM DJ, but he joined the band for this album, and I've just been loving them. I've been watching their like tour vlogs on YouTube, and I was so excited when this album came out, and I think it's really fun. I might like their older albums a bit more, but I like the creativity, and like, I think what most people say is it's very dynamic. Like, there's so much going on in the song that just works, and it's always fresh, and they're just really fun. And I've been listening to so now they have 4 albums. This is their 4th one. I've been listening to all 4 nonstop. I just have all 4 albums in a playlist, and I put it on shuffle, listen to it all. I love it. So if you want a band like that, definitely check out Blind Channel. They're a Finnish band, but it's all in English. So yeah, I've been loving that, and my 15-year-old self has also been loving it. But yeah, and I think that's everything for my Planet favorites for 2022, my Planet and lifestyle favorites. Yeah, like, it's been a bit of a year. The first half of it was kind of a washout, to be honest, but everything's getting a bit better, and I'm optimistic for next year, and I'm excited to see how, is a Jess video without a burp. I'm excited to see how this will extend next year, and hopefully I can have a bit more, maybe film it face-to-face. That would be nice. One filming session so far at the year was about enough for me, but I hope you didn't mind those, my hands and pictures and stuff. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and also check out Andrea at SPC's video of this. I'm so excited to see her favorites tag and see everything that she's been loving. I feel like she would have a lot more than me, honestly. I'm interested to see it. I can't wait to watch it. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas Eve, and if you celebrate, happy Christmas, because I know where I live, Christmas Eve is the big day, so thank you for joining me, even if it's later. I hope you're enjoying catching up on PLANMAS, because it was a lot. But tomorrow, it's Christmas Day, and also so happy Christmas for you then. But I'll also have a video up. It'll be a sticker haul, and it's, I filmed most of it, and it's already over an hour, maybe 40 minutes. So you're gonna have a nice long sticker haul to digest your food with, or to chill out while the kids are playing with their toys, you know, stuff like that. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed today, and you have a wonderful day nonetheless, no matter what you celebrate. I know, like, we're in the middle of Hanukkah right now too, so yeah, it's the end of the year coming up, and super exciting to start a new year and just enjoy the holiday season. But I'll stop blabbing, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last day of PLANMAS. Bye. I love you. Bye.